So a teen kills girlfriend's father. That's not good at all. Because see, for a girlfriend's father to ever be murdered by her boyfriend, that's the first thing I thought of. If a girlfriend has a boyfriend, right, and her boyfriend murders her father, what type of guilt does that teenage daughter live with for the rest of her life, right? Because see, I'm gonna question that, because if it's ever found out, if say the boyfriend is a cheater or was a cheater or something like that, right? If there's ever a situation of that pertaining to the boyfriend killing her father, right? That type of stuff leads to guilt. I mean, I'm thinking it would. I'm thinking a daughter wouldn't say, you know, I'm sure she probably wouldn't have been able to completely stop her boyfriend from killing her father, right? Some people have been known to talk people out of not putting their father in harm's way, right? But when you're a daughter and your father gets killed like that, right? What only not only what type of guilt do you live with, right? But what if in the future, near future or so, right? What if it were found out or something that your boyfriend could have been cheating on you or something during the time when he murdered your father? That type of thing, that sort of thing, even young people don't think of. It's all type of things people do not think of. Well, what if, like now, okay, so her father is dead, right? But I'm sure not once did that teen girlfriend possibly ask, could my boyfriend be a cheater? Because there's even teenagers that say kill their girlfriend's father, right? And then the girlfriend, she still end up being with the boyfriend despite him killing her father, right? There's girls that do that type of stuff. There's females who in fact say somebody they're involved with kills one of their family member, right? A family member or family members, multiple family members, right? The person will do that sort of thing, and then the girl still be with the boyfriend or whoever did it, right? That will be to show that they don't have too much love for their family or like that. They love him more, the boyfriend. But like, subscribe, ID in the Discovery Channel. Yes, ID in the Discovery Channel. The links are provided below. Get that Discovery Go app as well as an ID Go app. You might want to get those two things, combine them, make them into one. And I'm a Discovery influencer. That's indeed a fact. As I'm cool sitting here, trying to be cool, hip, and all the rest, right? But yeah, so the altercation is what occurred. An altercation between the 17-year-old and his girlfriend's father. It left the teen injured and the girlfriend's father dead after he was shot by the teen. All right, all occurred after the teen used a ladder to sneak into the residence of the girlfriend's father. That's one thing the girlfriend's father didn't like. He that's the very thing, right? So Desmond Hilton, of 34 years old, which confronted his 14-year-old. When it comes to how old these teens were, right? He confronted, because see, okay, she's 14 years old. It, very when you look at the ages of the individuals involved, his daughter, 14 years old, right? Boyfriend, 17 years old, right? And you're like, well, the teenagers killing people's parents, right? Not enemies or anything like that, right? It's best to respect his home, him being the father. I guess the teen didn't get that sort of thing. The daughter, of course, she's not going to want to possibly respect her father. That's why she kept allowing her boyfriend to use a ladder to climb up to her bedroom window, right? But a guy, not respecting the father's home. Because see, if he can't respect the father, if it would have gotten to a point where that teen, the boyfriend, was started to beat on the daughter, right? It will be an issue where he possibly could have gotten killed himself. Because to not respect that teen's father, her father, and if there were ever a situation, if he would have disrespected the 14-year-old daughter, the situation could have been the reverse. The father killing him instead of him killing the father. Yeah. So it led to gunfire between the two males that disrespecting the home by using a ladder to climb up. So through a window. It was a neighbor who noticed the ladder, right? Uh, that neighbor also let the dad know of the teen's presence, the boyfriend. It was a neighbor who got involved in that situation, right? The neighbor could have gotten killed, but I don't think the father, the gunshot, accidental gun shooting, right? Uh, but yeah, Desmond died. That's the father once again. He died at the hospital, and no one knows which individual fired the first shot. When it comes to gunshot, who shot first, right? Who was shooting first? You would think a father would, because to be fed up with somebody that keeps doing something, right? Who knows? Maybe it was the other way around. But I'm thinking a father to get, because see, that's I was gonna say intrusion, intruding, but intruder, right? Climbing into a window of a home that is not owned by you, right? When somebody tells you not to do that sort of thing, it's best not to do that sort of thing. Because even a fed up father could have aimed a gun, as in he could have came up or walked up into the room, the daughter's bedroom, seeing the teen, got mad and shot and killed the teen, right? Stuff like that. Let me pause for a second. I've never seen that number in my life. They might, in fact, want to answer that themselves. Desmond. The His family, the one who died, is of course mad about that sort of thing. Who wouldn't be, right? Because they're like, well, the teen, he gets to sit in jail, right? And yet the father who wanted to prevent, because see, he was protecting his own home, telling someone not to keep using a ladder to climb into a bedroom window, protecting your own home, and then to get killed over that sort of thing, right? And he possibly was trying to protect his daughter, because even they say mothers have instinct, and even fathers have instinct. If a father feel and thinks or sense that that male might not have been the right fit for even his own daughter, could be where even he was trying to prevent. Because nobody, anytime a father feels and knows and finds out that a guy is using a ladder to climb into his daughter's bedroom, he automatically knows what that's about. Climbing into the bedroom window of my daughter. That points to sexual things. 17-year-old and a 14-year-old, right? So the teen was arrested for illegal possession of a stolen firearm, illegal use of a weapon, and for second-degree murder. Second-degree murder. Uh, yeah, because he wouldn't stop. The issues included the boyfriend using that ladder to climb into his girlfriend's bedroom. It was a constant back and forth, right? Uh, mm-mm. It it leads to things sooner or later. It just would. Physical altercations. The fighting and all the rest, because a father would say, well, who's the homeowner? And I think, I think what the father, he probably wasn't thinking, because sometimes you don't be thinking, right? Sometimes it doesn't come to mind, because even I have did that sort of thing where I said, well, somebody say something, and I said, well, I didn't think of that, because I've had issues with people, and I didn't think on the spot, but I responded in ways that I shouldn't have, right? For me, it was good response, but to others, it might not have been, right? The father should have, say, called police. Um, what is it? I was about to say restraining order, not really restraining order, but the whole you're on people's property, preventing someone from climbing, and because that's almost like breaking in, yeah, and entering. But the father, he didn't think of that sort of thing. Let me get law enforcement involved on this, because even when I'm not home, that sort of thing can be used as somebody as a break in, even if my daughter is home. Because to know that I told him enough, climbing in and not using a door, climbing into a window and not using a door. A window could have been up just enough, and the daughter might have told him, come over to the home, I'm here. That's where the father would have used it with law enforcement. The daughter could have easily told the boyfriend, come over, I'm home, I'm going to be in the bathroom, or I'll be downstairs, or whatever, just come through the window will be cracked. That's still breaking and entering. Breaking in and entering, right? However you choose to term uh that sort of thing, as in call that sort of thing, right? Somebody could use that, yeah, for the law enforcement's sake. The father could have her having, say, if at any times, because I'm sure every time she was not letting him in, right? And so that's trespassing in a sense, right? So if at any time that daughter was anywhere in that house and the window was cracked just enough, because people used to do that back in the 60s, people used to do that in the 70s, they used to do it in the 80s and the 90s, have a window even cracked just for the boyfriend to climb up, on the ladder and then get into the room, right? But when it comes to law enforcement, they'll take even that sort of thing more serious, even if they question the girlfriend, well, were you letting him in? And even if she lie and say, yeah, I was letting him in, law enforcement still would not see it that sort of way, because two, she's 14, he's 17, right? Law enforcement will possibly even question, well, could that sort of thing lead to a rape? What could that lead to? Sneaking into a bedroom. They're not too much far apart in age difference, and yet they kind of are. Not really, right? He's almost 18. Once he hits 18, she'll be 15. See where I'm going with this? Law enforcement would in fact question. So even they would have stopped that sort of thing if the father would have, say, contacted and got them involved. So we're on investigationdiscovery.com. The ID logo stands in the far left corner. Live now, Homicide Hunter, Joe Kenda. New episodes. To receive an audio visuals, click the key, not the play button. Click the key and provide who you're subscribed to. You'll in fact have access to that. Unliked episodes, click the play button to receive an audio visual preview. You would in fact receive that sort of thing. Body Cam, Season 4, Episode 6. Yeah, law enforcement would have said he's going to be 18 years old and she will just be 15 years old. Each state is different. There's different states, laws and rules and all the rest, right? But they would even see, law enforcement would see that as an issue, because they would say, well, her being 15, what is an 18-year-old? Once he turns 18 years old, why is he 18 years old sneaking into her bedroom? ID Go original series, recommended for you. Shouts out to Lieutenant Joe Kenda as well as Paula. And to receive a newsletter from Investigation Discovery. Uh, is to type your email address in and click next, and you'll in fact receive that. Dear viewers, let me know what you think and feel about the video. May you enjoy your day. I will in fact enjoy mine, and I'm gone for now. 1.